Mario and Luigi Brothership is the best game in the series, where
you can press the fucking B button.
Previously, Mr. Leprechaun himself got over a repetitive motion injury trademark and helped his brother Bob the Tomato acquire some peanut butter for their pantry. Unfortunately for them and fortunately for us though, time can be rewound! Now the bros find themselves in Concordia again, except this time the great conductor stopped them with that little telepathy trick of his and said, "You just lost your brain privileges!" Now the Brooklyn boys don't know what the fuck a brother is, and they also have an irrational fear of anything that even remotely resembles Concordian faces, plugs included. Can these bozos still defeat Goober like before? Or will they be stuck with the 1,000-year period cramps? The rules are far simpler than the B button run. You see that block labeled bros attacks up here? And those power taps down there? Yeah, fuck you, they and everything associated with them are banned. Neither of them can be used in any way or any fashion by anyone. Also, as a bit of a bonus challenge, I did absolutely every single side quest and islet that I felt was reasonable to accomplish. Keyword being reasonable. We'll discuss why later. You may think I'd want to start with the tutorial stuff this time, but once again, none of it applies. In fact, the vast majority of the lush green sea, nay, all overworld progression in the game, is completely unaffected by this rule set. As a result, the same sort of structure as the B button video won't really work here. So to compensate, here's some bullshit banter! Unlike the previous run, I actually recorded the Discord call audio this time. So to fill out some of the empty space in between bosses and other important battles or events, I'm going to be sharing highlights of the nonsense me and my friends got up to in between. Huge thanks to Sorrel Leaf, Candy, and Fire for going through this experience with me, and putting up with my brain constantly fighting me in more ways than one throughout this run. Another important thing to note before we get started is that Sorrel Leaf is plural. Throughout the run, his guys will be fronting at various different points, and they all have various different sets of pronouns. Whenever someone new puts their cat on the mic, I'll have this little text bubble in the bottom right corner of the screen explaining who's fronting and what their preferred pronouns are. Sound good? Good. Anyway, on with the video, fuck you! Shit to make bacon out of snow.
Oh my god.
You was a motherfucker, you know that. Also,
what's Lazoot?
Oh, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I've never seen it not organized, abbreviated like that. Mr. Ingo can die. Like, I love the dichotomy between Pokemon Ingo and Zelda Ingo. Zelda Ingo can go fucking die. Pokemon Ingo, precious, must be protected.
It is I, Lazu. I am going to do this trumpet.
Fuck. Okay, I needed to make a joke out of the canon thing. Just imagine expressing things with canon. Tchaikovsky writing the 1812 overture.
Oh, hold on. There is one thing I need to make a note of.
I'm sorry, that was a stupid joke.
No, you're fine. Save file 4.
Cause X is the skibbity Rizzler.
Why did you have to put it like that? I forgot I paused my music to rant.
Yo, no way, it's Kecleon! Look at her!
It's not even picking up.
Oh my god! I want a hug and kiss her, and she's so pretty!
There's more gay people.
Yo, no way!
Half of Twisty is for lesbians, and half is for gay men.
Hell yeah!
It's gay island.
Yo, no way! It's Sorrel Island!
Oh, come on. I have submitted an 11-page essay to this teacher before. So.
I need a monster to clobber that there essay.
I don't trust King DDD to do this essay.
Well, King DDD, what's up with this essay? Well, you see, Mr. Enemy, I need to write a gender studies paper, but I can't do jack fucking shit. Sire, how many times have I told you, don't cheat your way through college? Shut up, escargoon, or I'll make you into escargot, you goddamn son of a bitch! King DDD, I assure you, we only have the best essay writers here at, whatever the fuck the name of my corporation was. I honestly forgot the lore. They are real writers, right? Oh, even better, King DDD. They all use ChatGPT. No, fuck you, I'm out of here. I'm never buying your shitty shit again. Sire, where are we gonna get monsters to clobber that there Kirby? I don't know, escargoon. We'll have to ask Meta Knight where he gets his monsters to clobber that there Kirby. Meta Knight! Yes, King DDD. Where do you get the monsters to clobber that there Kirby? Well, you see, King DDD, I get them from the Alps. The Alps? Like the actual Alpine fucking mountains? Yes, sire. There is a group of monks there that make the best monsters that can clobber that there Kirby. Well, fuck me sideways with a rusty crowbar, escargoon. We're going to the Alps. I've got a bad feeling about this. Laugh track that wave.
Shopkeeper forces us to talk to him. Again.
That fucking dick.
That fucking shopkeeper that I hate.
Editor, green screen car crashed this shopkeeper. Everyone say hi to Faye, chat. They're fucking awesome, they are.
Why did I wave? I love how you're not even going for a Grumbler. Just taking out the boxes. Like you've got priorities.
You fuck boxes. I hate boxes. Our first boss is Garumbla, also known as Old Dickface in the previous run. Sadly, he was able to prove his mother does love him in another timeline, so our phallus funny privileges have been revoked. This battle is nothing special, being played exactly the same as in a casual playthrough and not being a challenge at all. We have access to both good gear so our defense isn't dog shit, and also great offensive capabilities in comparison to the last run. Luigi can actually pull his goddamn weight this time! There are, however, two things of importance here. Firstly, we rank up to Shell rank. This is far more important to bring up than in the B button run, so explain it I will. At level 8, and after every 7 levels past that point up until level 43, we get to select a rank up bonus. These shape how exactly our stats grow as we continue to gain levels, and also give us other perks. In all of my casual playthroughs, and in the B button run to a lesser extent, I focused on traits that would increase the power of my bros attacks above all else. But since, well, those are banned, I actually got to use some of the bonuses I thought less about. I gave the Sicilian shits the quick leveling bonus to start with, and we'll discuss how the others come into play as we go along. Second, we get our first two Oh yeah, I erased that word from the Univerz, I forgot. Wait, hold on, I'm actually not gonna skip this one. Super Mega Ultra Piss Beam!
I'm pissing on the moon.
Hell yeah.
Shut up, Gearham. I know you don't like it, but I gotta do it for the funny.
Hey Garahim, is your refrigerator running?
You can use this if you want a shortcut.
Oh, holy shit! Is that what I think it is?
I'll use you for putting an end to all that drama.
It's the piss pipe!
Behold the piss pipe.
Also, man, imagine just out of nowhere, like, a Goomba appeared and said, Mario, I remember your genocides. This is the best track in the game. Well, not the best, but you know, one of the best ones. Hey. Hello, I'm Technicky, and today we're going to be talking about the new potential of hydroseedles. Now you'd think, what does that have to do with beating a game without any brothers attacks or battle plugs? Well, that's a very good question. For you see, the new potential means how fast something can go, and, pardon my vulgar language, but hydroseedles...
Your contract has expired, is playing.
The second boss, and the first one to actually be affected by the rule set, is Goblik. Goblik? More like gobble some dick.
Oh my god.
Even without Bro's attacks, he genuinely goes by fairly quickly. He was a first try clear. It helps that we can actually use the Luigi logic, yippee! Goblik's attacks are also fairly easy to dodge, with decently timed and projected tells. The only one that can be somewhat of a pain is the attack where he's foaming at the mouth and lunges at you, but even that wound up having a consistent tell, the drip sound effect before he lunges. Yo, no way, you're right, it is a victory bell. I'd let Mario and Luigi pick me up any day. I mean, what?
I thought you were a lesbian.
I'm bisexual.
Are you?
I prefer women, but I'm not gonna lie, men can be kind of fucking hot.
Now she's American. Candy.
And there we go.
Classic reference.
We light the lush green lighthouse, and we actually have a clean record so far.
The Tridge.
The Tridge! Everyone watching this video, post Tridge in the comment section! It's good for the YouTube algorithm!
I have made Kirby characters so fucking queer for no reason other than I want to.
And then there's King DDD!
I genuinely think that King DDD might just be straight.
That's right!
Either that or his sexuality is not elaborated on.
My sexuality is yes! As long as he can clobber that there cubby, everything'll be okay.
Hey there, gamers! Today we're gonna find out if it's possible to shit my own ass in Mario Luigi Brothership!
That is the weirdest thing I could have ever heard with Fly Octofly playing in the background. I change time zones frequently.
I remember when I was young and Pacific. Do you know the place? The station's called King's Cross.
10's our next boss, and the very first problem for the run. His in the Snapter's attacks can be difficult to counter, those fuck-ass bootleg loft wings especially due to the wind-up in their peck attack. I love this game, but even I'll admit that judging a fair few hammer-based counters sucks cheeks. And getting rid of 10's burbs efficiently requires AoE, or Area of Effect. And both methods of having that are banned, what fun! In spite of that though, I actually wound up beating this battle on my first try. No, the actual issue comes right after, when we get our first power tap and some battle plugs. We get Twink jump scared and thrown into a mandatory tutorial. We're forced to use 2 battle plugs in this battle, but even calling it a battle is a stretch. The easy peasy counter section completely locks 10's health bar from decreasing at all. No amount of kicking and flailing and saying your favorite fuck word is gonna change that. As for the kaboom attack section, I'll let Pass Me do the talking. Wait, oh my god!
Can you do it? Wait, hold the fuck up.
Wait, oh my god,
It is! This is just... Is it? Or does it keep him from dying?
Oh.
Oh, come on!
Yeah. Here's hoping that counter will stay at 2. The one and only positive of this battle is that we hit level 15 and reach Boomerang rank. I gave both companions of no relation to each other the POW Up Plus bonus. More so than ever, raw strength is going to be critical for making it through this game's battles without the intended safety nets that bros attacks and battle plugs are meant to provide.
Hello, I'm Technicky, and I'm lesbians too.
Oh, peak.
New Super Lesbians 2, Revenge of the Sith. Featuring Dante May Cry from the Devil May Cry series.
Featuring Dante May Cry from the Devil series.
Wah.
Bwee, motherfucker.
Witchy bwee on my bwee.
Fire's voice acting fire, you jackass, Candy. /v pause.
Man, I wonder who's voice acting fire.
Oh, you know, I'm not human at all. I'm just like you. I'm actually like a shell. You peel me back and there's a little like flame inside. I'm not human at all. This is the truth I've been hiding from you for all this time. Honestly, fair. Oh, that went a little loud.
Just said very, very clearly, send the man in green to his doom.
Kicking your shell around might not be the best offense, so give these experimental moves a try instead.
Uh-oh. That bros attack that we can't use.
Oh my god!
Those bros attacks we can't use.
Can't use them, sadly.
No, I'm not even talking about
No
the
more
challenge.
Yoshi.
What?
You can't use these attacks, so... Oh my god!
No, Mario, you can't use these attacks at all. Oh no, what have I done?
I can't do jack shit.
I just hope Locke's family is okay. For the
They
rest
just,
of
like,
the
dropped
fucking
from
game.
from one floor to the next. Their ankles are not intact.
Skadas Skadinus. They landed on their weenus.
Why?
Everybody to the winners.
Stop. No. Shut up. Ashley, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Ashley. Stop. Why do you do the things that you do?
Mega Snapter now blocks our way. She was still a first try clear, but she did use her trans lesbian bird powers to make things at least a little more difficult for us. Mecha's best impression of a bobblehead is very hard to judge counter-wise, and it was easily the attack of hers that most thoroughly whooped my ass. Argyle's cousin even managed to kill Luigi for the first time in the run. Almost feels like old times. The Luigi logic is also a lot trickier to line up than you'd think it would be. The last L-shaped pipe spins in such an awkward way that even when you think you've aligned everything correctly and pressed the B button, the game decides, "Lol, you missed anyway, get fucked."
Something I find like a little silly is that like Sorrel just has like her mouth open like 90% of the time. As like opposed to previous games.
Yeah, there are lots of bugs flying into that fucking mouth of hers.
It's what she does to eat. That's what she gets for lunch.
Oh yeah.
Just meow. Wee.
Damn it. That one could be a bit tricky to time. Oh, that's what happens if you don't counter that attack, by the way. Luigi gets bitch slapped. Also known as the good ending. Shit! I saw the fucking shark bolts.
And the fear of God was put in my eyes.
Most gods are nothing to be afraid of. Most, I say.
Ooh, which gods shouldn't I be afraid of? Do spill the tea.
Most of the minor ones. They can't do anything to hurt you. Though you're a human. Maybe different for you.
It is me, Fishman, the god of fish. My gimmick is that I look like a fish. Just scrolling for a few things, because I am gonna do the code side quest first, but I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want to have to try to figure it out. We're gonna cheat.
Is that allowed?
Yep, I'm literally just looking up the solution.
Oh.
Toot. Hey Snoutlet, what sound does a trumpet make? Toot.
I cannot remember who said it, but someone I either know or used to know. We were talking about what is the plot reason for making them queer? And someone said, the reason is to annoy the church. And I think about it quite often.
Holy shit! This is so satisfying after the hell that was the B button run.
Hell yeah.
Literally got through this stealth section on my first try. Shut up. Not a word.
Not long before we reach our next battle, Mario reaches fire rank while dismantling some Zuck Roombas. I choose the gear slot +1 bonus for him. There are a few accessories that work really well in conjunction with each other and the rest of our gear to boost our damage potential, so the more slots the merrier. As for Sharp Cask, he's admittedly not much of a hurdle here. The scariest attack he has is the one where a bomb blows up behind and flings him at the given plumber. Here though, it's actually slow enough where countering it is reasonable. Yet another first try clear, what more can I say? Also, Luigi reaches fire rank after this battle. He gets the same bonus as his red compatriot. We reconnect the colorful lighthouse with 2 battle plug uses on the counter.
Oh my god, I'm just remembering what this courier quest is. It's the one with that goddamn Wilma sim.
Monster Mania Level 1. I don't even have anything funny for this battle. The intended solution for this side quest is to use the Kaboom attack and surprise Iron Ball plugs in conjunction with each other, as that's the only way to override the extremely high defense of the Crowdars. Given that those are banned, however, literally our only recourse is to slowly, and I mean slowly, whittle down their health the old-fashioned way. This fight took me 24 minutes and 50 seconds to complete, due to the enemy's sheer hard-headedness. And the sad part is it wasn't all that difficult. The Crowdars have the exact same, decently easy to counter and dodge attack patterns as regular Crows. It was just boring and stressful as anything, because I was scared that they'd kick my ass and make me have to start this grindfest all over again. And all we get for it is... bruh.
And yeah, Faye does have the tape attitude. Oh, I do dare say. What are you doing here, you young rapscallion? I'm gonna touch the streamer wrapped above the sea.
I have to go now. My planet needs me,
says the secret snatcher.
Toon. I want to go gambling.
But Master, you'll bankrupt the core! You'll bankrupt the fortress!
Does it look like I give the single, slightest, solitary fuck?
Is Panera closed?
I need a monster to clobber that there delivery boy! Bro keeps
No,
fucking
not the
running!
delivery boy.
He's a bitch-ass motherfucker, I tell you! Keeps preventing me
this
from
delivery
clobbering
boy.
that there cubby! Look at him! He's fat as fuck, boy!
Ashley slowly becoming Reclusa as we speak.
It is I, Reclusa, the one in Lucy.
Your mic is peaking so fucking bad, and that's just making it so much funnier.
Did this cord cut off my fucking laugh?
Yeah.
So says I,
Uber.
the one in Lucy, the one in LOL, the one in Samus.
I don't understand what's going on.
Yo, no way, Glohm curl up. Anyway, time to start killing some monsters. Jinx, yo me a coke.
Some. You said you owe me so fast that Yomi thought you said her name.
Yo, no way, Yomi owes me a coke.
Her response verbatim.
Sounds
"No, I
like you're
fucking
getting
don't."
two coached tonight.
Monster Mania Level 2. This is probably the one and only battle where I have to invent time travel to discuss how it absolutely rocked my shit. On the surface, the problem is simple. These Hydroceetals have extreme healing capabilities, and will instantly heal each other back to full health if they survive any given attack. Not only that, but they will regain their healing ability fairly quickly after, restarting the cycle if you can't beat them fast enough. The intended solution to this battle is to use bros attacks and battle plugs in combination with each other to overwhelm these bitches with raw damage. But the funny thing about that, I first attempted to make them into sunflower butter while I was at level 25. Big mistake. I was able to make some progress by trolling the Ceetals. By that, I mean I manipulated which Ceetal still had their healing droplet available by strategically attacking and countering different ones. After 11 minutes and 15 seconds, I successfully took down 1 out of 3 Ceetals. And it turns out that having an odd number of Ceetals was crucial to this strategy even working to begin with. I was effectively softlocked for another 8 minutes past that, making zero progress on this quest as the two piss stains kept healing each other back to full instantaneously. As much as I wish it was possible at this level, the game made it crystal clear that I had no choice but to come back at a far higher level. Skipping ahead temporarily, we return to these bootleg chaos at level 37. It took under 3 minutes to beat them this time. We were finally able to kill them fast enough and effectively make their healing factor null and void. Kinda depressing, really. And for our trouble we get... Wow, this was not worth the 12.5 hour wait, goddamn.
Bro literally said, I'm about to head out.
Okay, let's not steal his money.
I
Let's be
didn't
nice to
do
him.
it in the last run. So you know what? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
No, not the money! No! No, not the money!
Too bad I stole
Steals
the
his
fucking,
fucking money.
And here we reach the next big problem for the run. The Goomba and Koopa showdown at the end of Slip and Glide. They have one simple, seemingly innocent gimmick that completely and utterly breaks our challenge. If you don't defeat all the enemies in each wave at the exact same time, new ones will spawn in place of each one you defeated, effectively resetting your progress back to square one. The only way to properly deal with this within the normal confines of the game is to use AoE-based attacks, meaning bros attacks and battle plugs, meaning we are so cooked, chat!
Fine.
The minimum amount of bros attacks that I managed to get away with at this encounter is 2. One to finish off the Goomba wave, and then another for the Koopa wave. And the only way I managed this was deliberately flubbing certain attack inputs and guarding against some of the counters, so I could get each wave's health as low as I possibly could while keeping them all alive. There are attacks in the Goomba portion of the battle that, in theory, could let us shave off at least one of the Bros attacks from the counter. However, that will require perfect whittling down of their health, perfect RNG to get the right attack that lets you counter every single Goomba that way on their last sliver of health, and perfect reaction time so that you don't miss any of the Goombas and effectively reset your progress. Needless to say, I was not ready for that kind of commitment, and it's for similar reasons that I chose to skip Monster Mania level 5 later in the run. I also see no glitchless way to knock off the Bros attack usage for the Koopa phase. Keyword being glitchless. As some of you might be aware, speedrunning is a thing. These dedicated fuckheads break shit in half so they can neum through the game ASAP. I don't talk there much nowadays, especially since I'm not a speedrunner myself, but I am in the Mario and Luigi speedrunning Discord. While searching for any possible way to get past that battle, I found this. Yup, it turns out there's actually somewhat of a way to skip this battle. I admittedly have next to no idea how this works. Any speedrunners can feel free to correct me on what I say in the comments, but from what I can understand from the footage and the spreadsheet it was linked in, you first have to use the Bros Ball and its buggy hitbox properties to take advantage of a glitchy corner of the Heat Freeze Cave in such a way that you can effectively climb an invisible wall to get out of bounds. Then navigate to a later section that you're not meant to access until the Gulch Rock Sea, where you can then unlock the Fire and Ice Bros move far sooner than the game ever intended. Then later on, in Slip and Glide, you would use a similar trick with the Fire and Ice move specifically to climb out of bounds and navigate to the island's lighthouse, past the Goomba Koopa battle trigger. However, I very quickly realized two problems. One, I'm playing on version 1.0.1, which patched a lot of glitches to my limited knowledge, this particular pair very likely being among that unlucky group. To even have access to that potential save, I would have to factory reset my Switch and, more likely than not, completely restart the run from scratch. Fuck no! 2. Even if that wasn't the case, I'd already entered Slip and Glide by the time I found this information, with no means of escape aside from connecting the island. In order to perform this duo of glitches, I would have had to go to Scorching first, go back to Heat Freeze to perform the sequence break, and then fire off to Slip and Glide. But now I can't do that, and even if I could, I don't know if it would work with the island in a post-connection state. And after suffering some of the shit I already have, there's no way in hell I'm restarting this run now. Not when I'm so far in. So unfortunately, we have to continue with the blemish of 2 Bros attacks on our counter. Anyway.
Suck!
Man, you know, botanists must be looked at with real stink eyes in the Mushroom Kingdom. Because of all the fucking piranha plants. Like, just stare.wave. Well, stare.jpg. Just, why are you staring at me like that? Please, I'm not trying to take over the world, I just want to grow some tomatoes. Connie disappears, 2 skull emojis, says Candy.
Connie disappears. Skull emoji, skull emoji.
No, wait, hold on, oh my god. Connie disappears.
Time to revisit our old friend, the first Glohm man of the apocalypse himself, Glohm Goblik. I'm going to be fair to this boss, admittedly. 'Cause sure, it took me half an hour to beat him, but not only was it a first try clear, but just this once, the boss hitting so hard is my fault. Yep, I still don't know what I was smoking, but I went into Glohm Goblik the very second I unlocked the side quest, while I was still 7 levels under-leveled. There are some things that were actually difficult to deal with because of Victory Bell himself, though. His Glohm-specific gimmick is that he's fast as fuck, boy! While the tells are technically the same, they are infinitely harder to judge timing-wise as a result of this one change, and I wound up getting hit and gloomed a lot. But the battle's well worth it, for I got the Goblet Boots DX for my trouble and reached Leaf Rank during the battle. Both little shits got given the Jumpman bonus. Seeing as jumping is going to be one of my only 2 forms of attack for this run, every ounce of strength I can pour into it counts.
Carol watching SpongeBob and seeing Patrick on screen and going, I love him, says Fire. Oh my god, yeah. Because my Shun voice is based on Patrick.
Twinkle, twinkle, Patrick Star. I made myself a sandwich. And it tastes like beans and bacon.
Mario, look, it's a Beyonce! Luigi, how many times have I told you? We can only see Beyonce in a Brooklyn. This is not a Brooklyn, is it? But Mario, look, it really is Beyonce. Holy shit, it's a Beyonce!
Hello, it's me, Beyonce. That's right, my name is Beyonce, and I do Beyonce-like shit. Fuck yeah, bitches. My name is Beyonce.
Pipe Gunk, my beloved. He's nowhere near as bad this time around, yay! Some of his attacks can still be tricky to dodge, especially since a lot of them rely on the hammer, but his healing factor is way more reasonable to deal with at the level we face Pipe Gunk at. And since both Mario and Luigi can dodge and deal damage effectively, this battle is a lot more reasonable to handle while keeping our health at an overall decent level. Also, we can actually use the Luigi logic this time! On top of everything else finally lining up in our favor with bootleg muck, that contributes to this being yet another first try clear. We relight the Burning Lighthouse with 2 Battle Plug uses and 2 Bros attack uses on the counter.
98,303,150 coins! That's a pork load of money! I would say shitload, but we're rated G. Hey buddy, is your refrigerator running?
Why would a refrigerator run? I don't get it.
You better go catch it, motherfucker!
Aw, crud.
Why does my phone have so little battery? What the fuck?
Personally, I'd blame the lizard people. They're siphoning off your battery just so they can maintain their disguises.
Wonderful to see you, Candy.
Yeah, right now Luna's on the mic.
Let me put my Luna on the mic. Luna, I'm able to get powerful a lot more quickly.
That does make sense, since Luigi, has
Luigi's
since
actually...
since Him is no longer condemning Luigi to his death.
Yeah. Unfortunately, condemning Luigi to death was banned in Quebec. Girahim's no longer allowed in Quebec. Literally, they didn't care enough about this lever to have someone like Big guard it. And bro just sent like the level 18 intern to die. Luigi's like, that'll be
The fact that
lava.
you don't see him after either.
Yeah, you literally killed bro on his first day on the job. Kamek's a fucking dick.
Not long before the boss on Way Away, both of my characters get up to star rank. They each receive the Hammerhead bonus, finally giving a direct permanent buff to our other form of attack.
Anyway, showtime!
Yeah, it's Bowser. I admittedly glossed over him last time I fought him during the B-button run. Here though, I don't get that luxury. King Koopa hits like a truck, even with our improved defensive capabilities. There are 2 attacks specifically that are a royal pain to dodge or counter. the one where he sends a bunch of different minion types running straight at you, and the Koopa Shell attack. The former throws so many enemies at you of various different running speeds that it can make even successful jump dodges unreliable in regards to keeping you safe from damage. The latter, oh boy. Every single counter in that phase requires the hammer, and if I've learned anything during my 4 playthroughs of this game, it's that countering things with hammers can fucking suck. Judging the distance between the plumbers and the shells can be incredibly difficult, and the potential punishment is brutal, as this attack has the chance to inflict the trip status effect, allowing Godzilla here to possibly get in multiple free hits on you during an attack where you absolutely cannot afford that. On top of that, he's able to summon various minions onto the field to assist him in whittling your health down. And unlike in any normal runs, we actually can't get rid of his backup. Doing so efficiently would require AoE, and lo and behold, look at what this run bans! So on top of Bowser's nonsense, you have to be able to perfectly dodge each and every minion type's respective individual attacks. This battle was still a first try clear, but it wasn't a walk in the park by any stretch of the imagination.
Breathing? Yup, there's a tariff for that. Yup, having bonds as a botanist? Yup, there's a tariff for that too. Breathing as a botanist? Yup, there's a tariff. Any amount of happiness as a botanist? Yeah, there's gonna be a tariff for that.
Ah, Glohm Sharpcask, the second Glohm man of the apocalypse. Fuck this guy. Turns out I was wrong about time travel being a one-use tool. I first attempted him while I was at level 37, only 2 levels below Mr. Amontillado here. So you'd think this battle would have been smooth sailing, right? Haha, wrong! You may have noticed that some Glohm enemies can generate a layer of spiked shields or 2. It's an incredibly annoying gimmick to work around, as in this run, it can completely wipe out a whole turn of damage potential. So guess what gimmick they gave to Glohm Sharpcask? And even with the far better gear we have access to in comparison to the last time we fought him, he still hits us with the force of a Cat 5 hurricane and is capable of 3-shotting us. All of his attacks are the same as in his original encounter, but because of both his shields and the fast as fuck buff that all the Glohm super bosses share, they could be frustratingly more difficult to dodge or counter. Although the bomb-flinging attack is still by far his scariest, not a single one of his attacks is free anymore. And on top of all of that, he's, you know, a Glohm enemy. He can Glohm us. And because plugs are banned, we are completely cut off from every efficient way to cure or prevent that status. If, or rather when, he Glohms you, your best case scenario for the turn is having your damage potential cut in half. And that's if you won the dice roll after removing Sharpcast shields, because that's right, this fight has more bullshit RNG! After removing both of his shields, the sentient wine barrel will do his attack for the turn and, more times than not, regenerate his shields immediately after. So you have to get incredibly lucky to even get the damage cycle started. I lost my furthest run while at level 37, after 39 minutes and 55 seconds, in the most heartbreaking way.
Please. Please give me another turn.
Jesus Christ. No! Oh, no.
After that, I lost all motivation to try the battle again, and decided it would be best to come back later. So fast forward to when I'm level 44. I cleared the battle on my first attempt at this level, only taking 14 minutes and 33 seconds, but make no mistake, this was still not an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination, and all of the problems that I mentioned before were still very much in effect.
That shield gimmick that I hate.
Yeah, a fucking shield gimmick that I hate. Sorrel used yawn. It's super effective.
Damn.
Genocide never beats voodoo. Such silly says
Should've said it myself.
Glohm Bowser. Holy shit. Without question, I underestimated this guy big time. I'm now officially crowning him the honorary king of the Glohm-pocalypse. He may have been something to breeze past in the B-button video, but here, the head of Nintendo of America once again proves his worth as a truly challenging boss fight. He's a Glohm enemy, so of course, getting hit can lead to you getting glowed, cutting your damage potential in half if you choose to cure it, etc, etc. What can make that even worse is sometimes, even if you press the A or B button to dodge certain attacks on the correct frame, the game will still decide, no, get damaged, idiot. It's to a lesser degree here, but it will be a massive problem of certain bosses later in our docket. The main issue with this battle, however, is the puddle of Glohm underneath Bowser. Ever so often, he will reach down and summon the power of period cramps to expand the puddle just a bit further. And he only has to do this 3 to 4 times, depending on the phase, before the puddle reaches Mario and Luigi. While not gloaming them, this biohazard will cause them to take damage at the start of every turn. And in conjunction with how surprisingly hard Glohm Bowser can hit us here, it will more often than not cause you to lose the battle right there. And due to our lack of bros attacks and battle plugs, we can't damage this bastard fast enough to avoid the puddle spreading. And the Luigi logic will effectively only stall out when that happens most of the time. So for the first time all run, this battle is on a soft time limit! The key to winning here is maximizing the damage you are doing to Glohm Bowser at all times. Counter and dodge every single attack he throws at you. Hit back every single cannonball that you can from the Shy Guy airship. Successfully dodge every single attack from the Zoc Troopers that intermittently appear in the first couple phases. That on its own won't be enough, though that's where the Luigi logic could come into play based on how lucky you get. The gimmick with this Brain Blast is that you have to press B to fire cannonballs at Doug from the airship, and use the analog stick to both line up your shots and dodge the shit that our enemy throws at us. Most times I got maybe 500 to 700 damage on Bowser with each Luigi logic use, up to our max of 2 for this battle, but this is still better than nothing. And if you get extremely lucky and dodge with the airship perfectly, you can get a run like this.
How am I surviving this long fire? What the fuck? Holy shit! Don't know, but I'm hoping you clutch this as far. Thank you. 2,300.
Yup. And even with that insanely good fortune, I still only barely beat Glohm Bowser right after he spread the puddle under Mario and Luigi. This battle was very difficult, taking me roughly an hour of attempts in total, but was insanely satisfying to overcome.
Fire. This is it. Yes! Oh my fucking god! Let's go! Oh my fucking god!
Now, as much as I wish we could take a break, we've got our next boss to get through right now. And it's yet another big problem for our challenge. The bitch-ass motherfucker himself, Great Conductor, has returned once again to plague our screens. He still doesn't take care of his people and refuses to treat Cosette like a damn person. But one thing he does do in this battle is force the use of excellent rated bros attacks against him. The game gives us zero choice in this. And trust me, I desperately wish that wasn't the case. I spent my entire first attempt deliberately ignoring this instruction, using jump and hammer attacks to get through. The Great Conductor instantly heals off the damage you deal, however, scolding you for brushing off his bullshit. That's fine, I thought. I'll just use Boo Biscuits to skip his Oko attack and win the battle that way, I thought. But the devs were one step ahead of me. I'm using the... Oh!
God damn it! It was a good idea while it lasted.
Guess I'll die.
Yes, I'll
Yeah, between this and what I went through in the B button run, this oversized ham's fight might as well just be a tutorial in disguise. One of a few things I'll say is actually bad about this game. We beat Kevin Bacon here on our second attempt, adding 5 bros attack uses to our counter in the process. If there is any battle that anyone wants to try finding a viable skip for in the game, this is the one. Leaving Conductor Island, our battle plugs counter is still at 2, and our bros attack counter has gone up to 7. Definitely not going to the fossil and the bones. Why am I going this way? There's a pipe to the oasis right there that lets me skip most of the bad shit. Why am I not taking it?
You felt the calling of violence.
Oops, all violence. Hey, wanna see a magic trick? I'm gonna make this fish disappear. The fish disappeared.
I could try that too.
Hey, wanna see a magic trick? I'm gonna make this fish disappear. There's so much fish to make disappear. And now you see it. Now you don't. It's honestly insane that no one on Jellyfish Island got glowed. You're meaning to tell me that no one got hit with the pain of 1,000 period cramps? No
Maybe
one at
Zaka
all.
just didn't give a shit about them.
That would track.
Just fuck them prissy asses. They've had enough of this shit.
Yes.
I don't care if they rot in hell or whatever. The Concordian equivalent is.
Mocha just said, I'll steal the pizza and eat it just to keep her from enjoying it.
Yes. I'm gonna defeat the Glohm brother first. Fuck that guy. You see, the Glohm bro pissed at my fucking Cheerios. Monster Mania levels 3 and 4 were both annoying for this challenge, but in very different ways from each other. I actually completed them in reverse order, so I'll be talking about 4 first. The gimmick of this one is that the Bob-Ombs are level 100, so even if bros attacks and battle plugs weren't banned by our rules, our methods of damage do jack fucking shit to them. The only way to defeat them is to properly dodge each of their detonation attacks so that every individual Bob-Omb gets returned back to sender and explodes to damage the rest of their group instead of us. One thing that genuinely pisses me off with this attack, though, has to do with their tells. Normal Bob-Ombs have an audio and visual cue for when they're about to blow up during their chase portion, and since the visual cue is extremely unreliable, the audio cue is pretty much the only consistent way to time these dodges. So guess which cue the developers deliberately removed for these Monster Mania Bob-Ombs? Since battle plugs are banned on top of that, I don't have access to not drop in or protect us, so I have 0 safety nets for these bitches. If I missed even a single dodge, it was back to the start of the battle again. I game overed 4 times, and it wasn't because it was difficult, but because it's difficult in the same sense that a spammy bullshit Plants vs. Zombies Kaizo mod is difficult. Monster Mania level 3, on the other hand, isn't difficult in the slightest. It just takes a long time to clear. The dev-intended solution for this fight is to use the Fiery Attack battle plug to inflict Curl Up Barb with the burn status, to take down its 35,000 points of health much faster than you otherwise can. But even playing this without that trick, and without the stronger forms of damage that Bro's attacks and battle plugs would have provided, there's some things we can use to swing the odds in our favor. I had the Hexware equipped on Luigi, and will for the rest of this run. In spite of what the game's mistranslated description tells you, it reduces a given enemy's POW and defense by 10% if it manages to land a hit on you. I did have some genuine skill issues with countering curl-up R here, but there are a fair few turns where I deliberately let Luigi get hit to inflict the penalty, so that our attacks hit just that tiniest bit harder for a bit longer. In addition, he doesn't have any crazy high defense like the Crodars and Bob-Bombs, or insane healing potential like the Hydroceetals. His only gimmick is the absolutely unhinged amount of health he has. So although slow and sometimes boring, taking me roughly 17 minutes and 6 seconds to complete, Curl Up R was pretty easy. Yet another first try clear.
Get this garbage out of my inventory right fucking now. You think I need a syrup jar game? You're so goddamn cute. I am a simple woman. I need not. I do not need your charity.
I'm just a simple. I need charity.
I'm just a poor gal. I need no sympathy.
Look at them go.
Yeah. It's like, so, what should we do once we take over the world? I don't know, we should probably buy some ice cream or something.
Won't ice cream be banned?
I don't know, you ask Master Zocket, not me. You're the only one that could talk to him without getting your nuts clipped off. Anyway.
Fearing for their livers, the Extension Corps are next to face us in the ring, and honestly, they ain't shit for the most part. The battle mostly just took longer than it normally would, with my same hammer-based counter gripe that I've given for other battles applying here. There is one neat thing to note here though. X's primary method of damage dealing involves sneaking up behind you and stealing your plugs. Since we don't have any plugs for him to get his grubby little hands on, he of course can't do that. Instead, he resorts to stealing Max mushrooms. Earlier in the battle, the Corps activated a battle plug of their own called Punish Mush, which means anyone that eats a mushroom will take damage instead of healing. And since X gives that Max mushroom to himself or one of his teammates, well, just watch.
I still think their D&D classes would be Rogue, Artificer, Barbarian. What do you take?
Just
Nothing
a Max
special.
shroom. Oh my god. Letting him steal from me was
dumbass!
actually optimal. Oh my god.
And he just kept doing that! There wasn't even any special dialogue for him giving his teammates the mushroom. Dumbass just did it without any consequences, and ended up becoming an active detriment to his team because of it. So I decided to let X steal my mushrooms for some extra damage dealing. I had to buy more later, but man, this was a hilarious tactic to use. Also, we reached the maximum rank after this battle. Gay rank! I gave the two people of whom there is an implied familial relation their final rank up bonuses for the run. Big Lucky to boost the amount of damage that any lucky hits do, and Iron Body to more permanently reduce the amount of damage we take from attacks. Zocket's not much better difficulty-wise. He has the finger bang attack, sure, but the most interesting aspect of it, the screen flip, isn't even showcased in this run. One kind of neat thing happened though. Luigi wound up getting gloomed and turned over by Zaki. And after he attacked us and went back to the enemy's field once more, this happened.
You know what? Why not? For the funny.
Funny.
Oh, Luigi's gear is still in effect.
Yup, the HP bangle I had equipped to Luigi for the vast majority of this run still triggered its effect, even while he was not on our side. Never saw that in my other runs of this game. So neat. Aside from that though, yeah. First try clear yet again. Moving on to Gooberville.
You bad, you fucking child. Get flowered.
Glohm Garumbla. Earl Dickface, as I call him. Also, it's funny. I'll link a pipe that does jack fucking shit.
I would talk about Glohm Garumbla, but sorry y'all, I honestly have nothing. Sure, he generates the double layer of shields, but unlike Sharpcast, they're not even spiky. You could just jump on them, nearly entirely removing the problem they're meant to cause. And considering the devs very likely expected you to be using primarily bros attacks by this point, if battles like the Great Conductor are any indication, it's an incredibly baffling decision. What I thought was going to be a massive hurdle for this run was instead taken down in no time flat. First try. What a fucking load!
Dementio is staring at me from within the trash bag. Fuck off, Twink, says Sorrel. Bowser's Castle is special. Bro got the music exemption for real, for real.
It's time for the final dance for the bond. Y'all know what that means, right? Fish!
Whoever invented periods needs to be sent to the penis explosion chamber and have their penis exploded immediately.
Blah, 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 blah. You don't need to hear me, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Just know that I'm issuing death threats.
Reclusa, is your refrigerator running? Is your refrigerator running?
I will put you in a flower.
That's if you can find me first, bitch.
Glohm Pipe Gunk. Glohm Pipe Gunk. He's not going to be a problem, right? None of us thought he would be a problem. He doesn't have an insane health pool, insane defense, or that shield gimmick. Surely he's not going to be a problem, right? You really are an idiot. This was easily the most miserable experience I have ever had playing Brothership. And considering what the B button run put me through, that's saying a lot. For those unfamiliar with this good-for-nothing pile of unfiltered shit, the fourth Glohm Man of the Apocalypse has an insane healing factor, invalidating far more damage than he was capable of in his original battle. Now you might be thinking, but Ashley, can't you use the Luigi logic to stop that? Isn't this a non-issue? And to that I say, did you read this guy's fucking name? He's called Glohm Pipe Gunk. Every single one of his attacks has an incredibly high chance of gloaming us. And due to our lack of battle plugs, we have absolutely zero way to prevent it entirely, let alone heal it efficiently. And since Pipe Gunk's Glohm-specific gimmick is to counter every single direct attack we land on him, he has double the opportunity to do this compared to all the other Glohm super bosses! You could have a perfect streak of dodging bootleg Muck's attacks. But then if you miss one input on the turn right before the Luigi logic, and Mario gets gloomed, you will get instantly disqualified from stealing Shadow Shun's remote. Yup, even though I can count the amount of Luigi logics that actually require Mario's direct help on one hand. Both plumbers must be alive and gloam-free in order to press that block and follow the required commands. So should that chain of events happen to you, like it did to me several times, 540 health worth of progress will be completely and utterly erased on Glohm Pipe Gunk's next turn. Even at level 47, when I started my first attempt, I had zero hope of ever outpacing his healing enough to take him down. So even here, even with unrestricted access to the full force of Mario and Luigi's jump and hammer capabilities, I had once again been left with no choice but to grind. Sure, the grind was only 2 hours long, but it was 2 hours of soul-crushing grinding for the exact same roadblock as the B button run. Unlike the B button run, though, where I fully expected that problem, this reality completely and utterly blindsided me here. It demoralized me to a degree that absolutely no other boss in this run had. I was fully anticipating the grind to be way worse, maybe even needing to get to level 60 this time, and utterly trivializing all the endgame stuff after. And I lost all faith in the battle being even remotely possible. This was easily one of my lowest points in the run emotion-wise. My mental health issues certainly not helping in that regard. The only mercy I was granted here was that I only had to grind up to level 50 before needing to beat Glohm Pipe Gunk this time. But the fight itself was still heartbreaking in so many regards, and I maybe went off the fucking rails by this point. And
Oh, come on.
turns instant. Damage is instantly eradicated.
That is the only time that has happened this attempt. What the fuck? They can go that fast? What the fuck? That is the only time that has happened throughout the entire fucking attempt. What the hell?
Because this game wants me to stay here. It wants me trapped forever in this endless purgatory. Just me, this bastard, to the end of eternity.
It took me 24 minutes and 56 seconds of the most actively unfun, brutal gameplay I have ever experienced to clear the worst fight in this run by a country mile. And all I have to show for it is 6,000 EXP and a slightly better pair of boots compared to the ones I had on Mario before. Not worth it in the slightest. And I don't want to fight Glohm Pipe Gunk again for a long time.
Maz bomb this motherfucker.
See you in a bit, Fire. Lamboy
Yes, that
rope
fire.
bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough rubies. You know what? I want to get the item. Fuck you.
Never mind. Oh, good job. Oh, good lord, he coming!
Oh no!
Release!
Bro's trying to get my ass. No.
Damn. Oh, there's the seedless. I
Yo,
love these fuckers.
yo, no way! The pistachio! Or was it a walnut? I forgot which one. I've also never seen this attack before. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
It literally committed Sudoku.
Damn.
It literally said, nah, fuck you, I ain't gonna be part of this challenge run.
It said, nah.
I cast Thunder Spell on myself! You know, if Mario and Luigi were in Shadow the Hedgehog, that video game would have been over instantly. Just, hey Shadow, it's me, the devil from the Bible! Wahoo, it's me, Mario! Who the fuck are you? I said a little Deporu. You say you're from Brooklyn? Well, fuck you, I'm the devil from the Bible. I can do whatever I want. Hammer smash attack. Oh, fuck, man. What god really needs to stop bullying Oklahoma is, well, a compressed JPEG of a house in Oklahoma. Someone get God a compressed JPEG of a house right now! Literally, your creator would chuck you in a dumpster at the first opportunity. Go away! Stop attacking me! Oh, look at me, I'm me reclusive. Me a fucking dumbass. Me smell my own farts.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Reclusa, I swear to God, if you don't tell me if your refrigerator's running, I will piss your own ass.
What the fuck does that mean?
Your mother.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, you don't understand because you don't have a mommy.
True.
Ain't that pathetic? You have no one to love you, you little bitch.
I don't need it. Hi!
Time for the final boss of the run, Goober himself! Though most call him Reclusa, the one and lonely. Although he was still a first try clear, it was less cut and dry than you might think at first. The first phase doesn't have much of note, but I did keep having skill issues with the Luigi logic and having to fend off the Doom Bloom and Glohm Magikoopa duo. A first for me personally. The second phase also flies by fairly quickly, only taking about 3.5 minutes. One thing I will say though, is that Weeping Reclusa's hand swipe attack can die in a fire! It's pretty much one of the only times in the game I'd say a jump-based dodge is outright unfair. And that's due to the incredibly slow wind-up, the sudden burst of speed, and the massive size of his hand making it near impossible to actually properly judge how to avoid it. I have never gotten a fully successful dodge on this attack in any of my 4 playthroughs of this game. Now we move on to the third phase, the Weeping Core, and here is where this gets a bit complicated. Old Goober.exe here is spiked, meaning any attempts to jump on them are fruitless, so our only means of attack in this phase is the hammer. This wouldn't be a big deal in and of itself if not for Weeping Core's primary gimmick. It's analysis mode. No matter what attack is used, after 2 uses of it, they will be able to fully analyze it, permanently reducing how much damage they take from said attack to an insane degree. This mercifully doesn't apply to counters, so by getting the timing on his Sonic the Hedgehog looking at attack just right, you can deal a lot of damage to him. That, however, is easier said than done, because if there's anything I'll never stop saying, it's that judging how to do a ton of hammer counters in this game sucks ass. There were so many times that I missed one of the inputs with either Mario or Luigi, greatly reducing the potential damage I could deal in a given turn. Another thing that helped swing the odds slightly in our favor though is the Hexware. Ever since I equipped it on Luigi, I have not once removed it. There were a fair few turns here where I deliberately let Luigi take a bit of damage to inflict the 10% POW and defense penalty on the Weeping Core. And it also wound up happening a fair bit more than that due to a combination of skill issues and dropped inputs. It doesn't increase the damage our direct attacks do by much, but even the tiniest amount helps. Even with these strats, it took about 13 minutes to clear this phase, but I'm incredibly happy, surprisingly enough, after how boring Reclusa was in the B button run, and how easy he was to blaze past in that video script as a result. I'm glad he finally got to be the endgame challenge he's meant to be in a sense. Reclusa's final phase is also difficult in its own way, yippee! Although the analysis gimmick thankfully doesn't come up here, as he can't be hit by the hammer either way, his attacks can be a royal pain in the ass to counter. The one where Mario or Luigi gets stoned is especially of note in that regard, and for a reason that I've never had to bring up before now. As you all might know, whenever one of our plumbers faints, the other rushes over to pick them up to protect them during the enemy's attack phase. One thing some of you might not know is that in older Mario and Luigi games, this would result in every counter having a delay from when you press the A or B button. This penalty doesn't exist in Brothership, except for Reclusa's cocaine attack specifically, and literally nowhere else in the whole game. So while dealing with this new mechanic that, in the context of Brothership, is dumped on you out of nowhere, you also have to counter the giant orb Goober throws at you at the end of the attack, and that uses the hammer. So it should be no shock that this attack very nearly cost me the entire attempt.
Small.
Oh, damn it.
Ooh.
That hurt.
Oh, Christ. Oh.
I need to time this right or it's over.
Uh-oh.
Yes!
Yes! Oh, yes, girl!
That was nearly so bad.
Oh, that was almost curtains. Oh, baby!
After only barely clawing this fight back by the skin of our ass, we finally smash this son of a bitch into peanut butter once more, tell the great conductor to go fuck himself with a rusty crowbar coated in whiskey, and end the run with 2 battle plug uses and 7 bros attack uses on the counter. I have very mixed feelings on this run. On one hand, it was overall a fun experience to play through this on Discord with my friends, getting to cherish the few highs there were and overall just shoot the shit with them. On the other, this particular challenge was infinitely more demoralizing in points. I kind of expected it from the 10 battle since it's literally teaching you how to use a new mechanic, but it's awful how much of a tutorial the Great Conductor fight basically is, and way later in the game than a battle like that should have been. Also, Glohm Pipe Gunk was genuinely the worst experience I've ever had playing Brothership. No exaggeration. Not even the B button run's iteration of that battle compares to the utter misery I felt here. In spite of the awful lows here, I would still recommend this run to anyone that might want to try it, though with 2 caveats. 1, you should play on an unpatched 1.0 copy of the game. You'll be able to shave off the bros attack uses in Slip and Glide that I just couldn't due to the version I was stuck playing on. And there may even be some skips yet to be found that could potentially bring that number down the tiniest bit further. 2, if you value your mental health, stay the fuck away from the Glohm Super Boss side quests. Glohm Goblet was okay enough, but Glohm Sharp Cask was incredibly difficult. And the less said about Glohm Pipe Gunk, the better. Just stick to the main story and other side quests, maybe do Glohm Goblet only, and you'll be infinitely happier. Huge thanks goes to Sorrel Leaf, Fire, and Owo Candy Bean for going through this incredibly tumultuous experience with me. There are a fair few points I would have genuinely given up if not for them. They made this run actually worth it in the end, and I couldn't ask for better friends to have done this with. And another thanks to Sorrel especially for helping me write this script and gather my thoughts. This is easily the longest script I have ever written, so having a second brain cell here was much appreciated. You can find the links to all my friends' socials, the music I used, and the playlist with the raw footage in the video's description. Thank you all for watching. Peace out, fuckers.